Okay. So, agenda of today's session is we'll discuss the very basics of JavaScript in today's session. Okay. So in the previous session, we saw HTML and CSS basics. In today's session, we'll see how to create a JavaScript file and what we can do with the JavaScript. So the main purpose of JavaScript is in any programming language to create interactivity between the components will take help of JavaScript. Okay. So JavaScript is a scripting language. So prior to that, here what I'll do is in our folder structure, I'll create a new file and I'll give name like whatever the name you want to give, we can give it. I'm giving script.js as I'm creating one JavaScript file. In this file, I am not going to add anything directly. Okay. So initially what I'll do is I'll show you how to add the script into our HTML file. So now I'm removing all the things, whatever we discussed previously regarding HTML and CSS from this. Okay. Sorry, I won't do like that. So in the body, directly I'll remove the body. So what you can do is you can click on this so that you'll get all the in-between content for this. Or else I'll remove this complete body section. Fine, right? And we'll add body newly now. Body tags. So it means we removed complete body and we added body newly. It means we removed complete HTML. Okay. Now what I'll do is coming to the styles also, I'll keep everything in comments now. Okay, I kept everything in comments. Sorry. For the comments, we added comment. That's why it's not recognizing. Here, if I remove this, it will work directly. Okay, perfect. I kept everything corresponding to CSS also in comments. Now, what I am doing is I'm coming to script. I'm not writing any script. Initially, I have to add this script into HTML. So remember, always will add CSS in a head tag. Similarly, if you want to add script file, we have to add it inside the body by taking help of script tag. Okay, I'm taking help of script. Perfect. So now after adding this one, whatever the source file you want to add here, you can add that here. Source equals to, so we are going to add, oh, sorry, script.js outside the scope. Actually, we haven't created this inside this folder, like it is common to this JS folder. Okay. So now what I will do is I'll move that file first. Move. Okay. I moved that file inside the file. Okay. Inside this folder, like a web fundamentals folder. Okay. Now what I will do is try to do that. So now you can see script.js we got. Okay. Now I'm adding the script tag. So now I'm checking this one. So as we are unable to see any errors, means everything is good. Okay. Why it is coming like this? We'll see that. So now what I'll do is I'll run it with a live server. So port number we got, and if we go to the browser, as I think I have given you some URL for this. I think I kept it in the WC notes. Okay, in this I have given the URL on top. So this is the URL. Same port number we got. That's why I'm taking that URL. It's the issue with my laptop. Actually, in your system, if you open live server, by default, it will take you into that page. Okay. You no need to do that. You no need to do anything. Okay. So this page is loading. I'm inspecting this to see if we are getting any errors in the console. Live reload enabled. Okay. So we are not getting any errors. Means everything working as expected. So now initially what we'll do is coming to the JavaScript as it is a scripting language. So coming to the scripting languages, these are dynamic languages. So we'll start with the variables, like how we can define a variable and everything. So like initially, like coming to the variables, we'll be having three attributes or three keywords we can use to define any variable. Those are var keyword. The next will be having let keyword. The next will be having constant keyword. By taking help of these three things, we can declare or we can create any variable in a JavaScript. Okay. So make a note of this one. Give me a minute. To make you understand difference between all these three things, I'll create all these variables in a VS Code so that you'll understand like how it is behaving and everything. Okay. So now what I'll do is directly I'll go to VS Code. In the VS Code, I'm navigating to script file. Inside the script, what I'll do is initially we'll define everything with var keyword and we'll see how it will behave and then we'll conclude on which cases we have to use var and everything. Okay. So now I'm defining one variable here. So to define a variable, I'm using variable keyword. Now I'm saying a equals to some 10. I'm giving value 10 for this variable. Okay. Similarly, or else, yeah, I will give some name. Let's suppose I'll give name like Vihan. Okay. Similarly, now what I'll do is after this, like I'll define another variable. Sorry, like for the same variable, I'll reassign the value. Now I'll say a equals to, I'm giving another name for this variable. So after this, I'll do console for this one. Console.log. So remember, whenever you want to display something in an output in a JavaScript, we have to use console log function. Okay. In this, like whatever the thing you want to display in an output, you have to specify that one. So I have to display the value of a. That's why I'm saying console.log of a here. Similarly, now what I'll do is I'll define one block. The block means open something with a curly bracket and closing that with the curly brackets. That is a block. In this block, what I'll do is I'll define another variable where like a state or city. Let's suppose I'm defining city equals to, I'll give name like Telangana or like, sorry, city, right? I'll give Hyderabad. Okay. So after this, like what I will do is I have to console this one as well in this console dot log country. Let's suppose whatever the variable we define here, we have to specify that variable only. Now I'm saving this one. Okay. I'm saving this one and I'll see the log file here. Okay. So now here you can see, I'll minimize this one so that you'll understand it much clearly. Okay. So now here you can see, so we define Vihan for the variable a and we updated the value of a so that the value of a is updating with Hetwig. Okay. Similarly, I'm defining two variables here, like another variable here in a block scope. Here I'm defining city. Okay. Here we are defining city. So after this, we are consoling this one as well. Now what I'll do is I'll write another console statement, console.log. Here I have to print the value of country, sorry, value of city. Okay. So now I'm saving this one. You can see Hetwig, Hyderabad, Hyderabad. So the city value is coming in an output. Okay. This is about var1. We'll come back to the var once again. Okay. So now hoisting also I'll explain you. We'll come back to that thing once again. So now what I'll do is we'll see about let keyword and we'll define something with a let and we'll see how it will behave. Okay. I'll say let age equals to 26. Now what I'll do is I'll say age equals to 28. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll console this one. Okay, I'll console this one, console.log, I'll console each. Okay, so now what I'll do is, again, I'll create one block. Till here, I'll save this one. You can see the age is coming. Now here, what I'll do is, I'll define one more variable with the name let state equals to Telangana, I'll say, let as this. Okay, so I'm giving state like Telangana. Now what I'll do is, I'll console this one as well. Console.log, I'll specify state here. So I'm saving this one. You can see that is coming. Okay, it's whatever we are consoling, that is also coming in an output. Perfect. Now what I'll do is, I'll keep console here. Console.log state, I'll try to call. Okay, now I'm saving this one. You can see it is giving an error. Okay, so it is giving an error. What type of error it is giving? You see that. Okay, so this is, well, I'm maximizing this one. If you go to this, like it is giving error here, console.log state. This is coming like an error. If you go to console now from this page, it is not returning any output. Okay, it's not returning any output. So you can see uncaught reference error, state is not defined. It means for this, the value is not coming. Oh, so from this, you'll understand. Whereas coming to the var, previously we got that value, right? So that means like a difference between var and let is, so the scope of variables is different. So first point is scope of the variable. Scope of the variable means like a scope of var is global or functional also we can say, like in a function also we can access this, and outside of the function also we can say that one. Okay, global or functional level. Okay, whereas coming to the let, the scope of the variable is just block level scope block level. Okay, this is the major difference between both the things. Okay, I'm keeping this one in comments now. Similarly, constant is a keyword. Whenever you want to define some constant variable, we'll use constant keyword. Okay, so constant pi equals to 3.1414. Like this kind of constants, if you want to define, at the time, we'll take help of constant keyword. Okay, at the time, we'll take help of constant keyword. Okay, similarly, coming to the constant keyword, the scope of the constant variable also block level. Okay, scope of the variable is block level. Whereas the scope of, zooming this one, first is, okay, the console, it's giving perfect. Okay, still it is recognizing. Okay, so like we haven't saved this one, I think. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll maximize this and I'll show this one. Oh, here we did that. Okay, here we kept it in comments, right? No issues. Okay, chalo. So, however, we define let, try to define const and observe the difference. Okay, so whereas coming to the const, like what I'll do is reassignment also we can do. So remember one more thing. Let's suppose here we'll be having age equals to 26, right? Let's suppose I'll define let age equals to 30. So again, I'm redeclaring this variable. Okay, now I'm saving this one. So it's giving errors. If you see, it's giving errors. It's giving two errors, two problems in this. Okay, so those errors are nothing but like a, whenever you define a variable, like that error is, maximize this so that you will see the error message as well. Expand this portion. Yeah. So here you can see the errors, problems. If you go to the problems, you can see cannot redeclared block scoped variable age. It means from this you have to understand. So let's do it is a black scoped element. It cannot be redeclared. It cannot be redeclared. You have to understand that stuff. Whereas it can be reassigned. Reassigned means like here variable value is initially it is 26. Then later we reassigned value for the age variable to 28. It is reassignment. Whereas coming to here, same variable we are declaring once again. So redeclaring of the variable is not acceptable for block scoped values. Whereas coming to the constants, redeclaration, neither redeclaration or reassignment. Neither redeclaration or reassignment is not possible with constant. We'll see that as well if you need. Okay. So now if you see, if I am saving this one, we are not getting any errors. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll try to do that stuff. I'll try to modify the value for pi. Pi equals to, I'll say 32.123. I'm saving this one. Okay. It's not giving any error. Okay. Console dot. Okay. So now I'm saving this one and I'll go to this page. You can see it is giving an error once again. So now I'm running this one. So it is giving error here. If you go to console, you can see uncaught type error, assignment to constant variable. At this line, we are getting an error. It means from this, you have to understand is coming to the constant variable, we cannot be redeclared or reassigned. So reassignment also not possible in case of constants. Y means that is a constant. Constant means constant value only, right? So for the constant values, we should not do that thing. Okay. So conclusion for defining variable is, so variable is a keyword which is used to define any variable in a older frameworks, whereas let is a standard or current industry standard keyword to define a variable. So whenever you want to start with any project, best practice is better to use let keyword. Okay. But you should understand the difference between both the things. Coming to the var keyword, the scope of the var keyword is global level, whereas coming to the scope of let variable is it is a black scoped value. So coming to the variable, we can redeclare it and reassign it as well. Whereas coming to the let, like coming to the let keyword, we cannot be redeclared, but we can reassign the variable. Means from the variable, we can change the value. We can update the value, but we can't redeclare that variable. It's about types of keywords to define a variable. Okay. We'll extend it. Okay. So coming to the next thing, like we covered the very basics of this one. And the next point is we'll be having concept called hoisting. So type that keyword here, hoisting. Coming to the where keyword, like whenever like hoisting for this variable will be undefined. So to make you understand that, I'll explain you one example so that it will be much clear to you how the hosting will be and how it will behave. So now what I'll do is here at the bottom of the var keyword here, I'll define one variable. Let's suppose, yeah, I'll define one variable with the var keyword and I'll say var x equals to 25. Okay. So before defining this variable, I'll console that variable. Okay. Before loading up the page, just like before defining that variable, I'm consoling the x. Now I'm saving this one. So if you go to the page now, you can see here it is giving undefined. Can you able to see here? So if you define variable with a var keyword, and if we want to see the output for that before rendering or before loading that element, it will be come up like undefined. Whereas coming to the let and constant keyword, if you want to see this, it will go to temporal dead zone, means it will return an error. That is a hoisting. So whereas coming to the let keyword, here temporal dead zone will be created. The meaning of temporal dead zone is like before declaring this variable, property cannot be created, or like we can say like it won't be initialized. Okay, so it won't be initialized like oh, yeah, spaces won't come. Sorry, now I'm saving this one. So to make you understand that, what I'll do is coming to the console, like here in the console, I'll give age only console.log. I'll give age only so that you'll understand. Okay, so now I'm saving this one. I'll go to our script file. You can see again it is giving an error as I kept a breakpoint. That's why it is showing me that where we are getting error exactly. So I want to pause this one and I'll go to console now. You can see cannot access age before initialization. Before initialization, we can't access the value. That is the output which we are getting while we are defining variable with let keyword. So this situation is said as temporal dead zone situation. Okay. So that is the difference between var, let, and constant. Coming to the constant, also same thing will happen. Okay. Remember this stuff. This is about the difference between variables. Now we'll see the different types of data types. We'll see basic data types corresponding to JavaScript. Okay. Next concept is data types. So coming to the any programming language, the data types will be divided into two types. Okay. Data types will be divided into two types. The first type of data types are primitive data types. Means basic data types corresponding to any programming language. Similar to this, we'll be having compound data types or like a object data types or standard data types, we can say. Coming to the JavaScript, like we'll be having standard data types like object, array, etc. Okay, so we'll go through each and every data type corresponding to JavaScript. Coming to the primitive data type, like we'll see these everything in a VS Code so that it will be much convenient to you. So here, I'll write a heading like primitive data types. So coming to the primitive data type, first type of data type will be string data type. Okay. So coming to the string data type, like I'm defining. So remember, in a JavaScript, will be write comments with the double slashes. Okay, remember. Whereas coming to the HTML, we'll write in a tag, like as I shown you previously. Now what I'll do is I'll define a variable with the let keyword, and I'll say name equals to, I'll define it in. So you can define a variable either in single quotation or double quotation in a JavaScript. There is no difference between both the things. Okay. So now, like this, you can define a variable. Now what I'll do is I'll console it. Console.log. I'll console name. Okay. After consoling this one, what I'll do is I'll see the type of this one. Console log. So if you want to check the data type of any variable, here we have to take help of type of function. Okay. With the help of type of function, we can check the data type of any variable. Now I'm saving this one. I think we might use it the name multiple times in this. That's why it is overriding. It is showing override symbol. Okay, no worries. Okay, it's showing like that. No worries. So now I'll go to JavaScript. Now you can see Hetvikram, name is coming like Hetvikram, whereas data type is coming like string. So remember, In a JavaScript, either we can define a string in double quotations or single quotations. So to make you understand that step, like I'll define one more variable in a double quotation. Let name2 equals to Vihan. Okay. And sorry, again I define in single quotation. Sorry for that. I'll keep it in double quotation and we'll see how it will be here. Okay. Now I'll check the type of this one. Along with the type, I'll check the value as well. So here the variable name is name2. I'll rename this one. Here also I'll rename that one. So I'm saving that one. Okay. So once we save this, if you go to this console, you can see string Vihan. Vihan also a string data type. It means from this you have to understand we can define a string in either single quotation or double quotation. After this, we'll be having number data type. So coming to the number data types, in other programming languages, we'll be having integers and floating point values separately. Whereas coming to the JavaScript, there is no difference between both the things. Now I'll define variable with let age equals to 25, and I'll say, so I'll take help of both the consoles every time. Okay, so now type of age here, and similarly here as well, I'll modify that variable. Okay, I'm saving this. After saving this, if you go to the console here, okay, it's giving an error. Why is it giving an error? Age already declared. Okay, I told you now, like we can't redeclare the variable. That's why it is giving that error. So now I'm giving age 2. Here also I'm giving age 2. Here also I'm giving age 2. I'm saving this one. You can see the age data type is number and it is giving output like 25. Similarly, now what I'll do is I'll define some floating point value. Let y equals to 23.45. And similarly, I'll do same for this variable. So instead of age 2, I'll replace it with y. Here also I'll keep y. I'm saving this one. Now you can see it is also a number data type. You can see that number as well. It means there is no difference between like like integers and floating point values. So like now what I'll do is I'll define different like a Boolean variable. How it will behave, we'll see. Next type of variable is Boolean. So coming to the Boolean variable, like if you define variable, let b equals to true or false are nothing but Boolean variables. Now what I'll do is I'll console this one. Okay, type of b, you can say. Similarly, b value also you can print it here. Okay, this will give output like in some error. What is that error? Let b truncated. What is that? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I'm saving this one. You can see it is giving the value like true. So as it is a Boolean data type and it is giving value like true. So after Boolean data type in a JavaScript will be having data type undefined. So now I'm defining variable with var. So if you declare some variable but for that variable, if you won't assign any value, sorry, again, I won't define var x. Like I think we might define x. I'll define variable c. Okay. So now we define the variable, but for that variable, we haven't given any value. Now what I'll do is I'll check type of C and I'll try to print C. I'm saving this one. You can see the type of C will be undefined and the data type will be undefined only. Okay, so if you declare where any variable for the future purpose to store some values, at the time we'll define variable like this. So for this, the data type will be undefined. The next data type will be null data type. So coming to the null data type, null data type means for variable we'll assign value like null. Let person equals to null. Let's suppose I'm defining variable like this. Now what I'll do is I'll specify same thing. Okay. So in place of variable, I'll specify person. Type of C, keep it like person. Okay. Control saving it. You can see coming to the null, the data type will be object. So coming to the null values, the data type will be object. Remember, it's very important interview question. Okay. What will be the data type of null data type? What is the type of null data type? So it will return object data type. Okay. And the value, if you see, it will give null only. So coming to the next, we'll be having symbol data type as it is. Okay. It is also one data type symbol. So to define a symbol, okay, how we'll define is, let's suppose I'm defining like it is a constant value kind of thing, or it is a unique value kind of thing. So I'm defining constant symbol equals to, we have to define it inside the symbol keyword. Okay. Symbol function, actually, we can say symbol description, I'm saying. Okay. Now what I'll do is similarly, like what I'll do is I'll define same symbol once again with a different variable. You can see here, but here I'll give variable name like different symbol one. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll check type of symbol first. Okay, I'll check type of symbol. Sorry, type of person only I checked right here. See type of symbol. Okay, undefined type of symbol is not coming. Type of